The second letter of Peter is unlike any other document in the New Testament. Its language is charged and apocalyptic, pulsing with warnings of false teachers, divine judgment, and the final unraveling of the cosmos. Though its authenticity was contested in the earliest circles of the Church, largely due to its stylistic differences from 1 Peter, by the time of Athanasius in the 4th century, 2 Peter was fully received as both apostolic and Petrine in nature. Assuming that 2 Peter does reflect his authority, this apostle makes a striking lexical choice that stands out all the more. Instead of using the standard Jewish or even New Testament terms for the place of judgment, Peter reaches deep into the mythic vocabulary of the Greek world for his exhortation. In 2 Peter chapter 2 verse 4, he writes that God did not spare the angels when they sinned, but cast them into Tartarus, a term drawn not from Hebrew roots but from pagan myth. Most English translations obscure this mention of Tartarus, preferring the simple rendering of hell. But this is a mistake. Peter's use of the Greek verb tartarosas, used nowhere else in the New Testament, evokes something far more specific than outer darkness or a place of weeping. It calls forth the memory of a dark, ancient abyss etched in the cultural zeitgeist of the Greco-Roman world. So why would a Jewish, Christian apostle, once thought to be uneducated, invoke Tartarus, the name of a mythological pit, in his letter to the Church? To grasp the force of this choice, we must explore one of the oldest surviving works of Greek mythology that describes Tartarus, the epic tale of Hesiod's Theogony. Written in the 8th or 7th century BC, Theogony was as familiar to a Greek as Genesis was to a Jew. It contains a sweeping account of the cosmos' origins, the divine hierarchy, and the realm of Tartarus. Alongside Homer, Hesiod shaped the moral and imaginative vocabulary of the ancient world. So for Peter's Gentile readers raised on Greek stories, Tartarus was no obscure term. It was a nightmare. In Hesiod's mythology, Tartarus is not merely a location but a primordial force. It is the deepest pit in existence, as far beneath the earth as the earth is beneath heaven, he says, an abyss of unspeakable depth, where the Titan gods of old were imprisoned after their failed rebellion against Zeus and the Olympian gods. It is the ultimate prison of divine judgment, where time itself seems to decay into nothing. This is the imagery Peter evokes by choosing Tartarus, not Gehenna, nor even Hades. But Peter isn't just borrowing an exotic word. He is weaponizing a pagan symbol already freighted with horror and reframing it through the lens of Christian eschatology. In doing so, he speaks in a language his audience understands, while reshaping that language to reveal the justice of the true God. This is the same kind of rhetorical move the Apostle Paul makes when he stands before the Areopagus, quoting Greek poets in their own language to make the unknown God known as the risen Lord. In this way, the gospel does not flee from the myth that prevailed over the ancients. It confronts it, reorients it, and speaks through it. If Hesiod gave Tartarus its enduring literary form, then it's fair to say that the function of Tartarus was best laid down in the Jewish apocalyptic tradition, especially from the Book of Enoch, which was widely read and respected in Second Temple Judaism. Most scholars would agree that both 2 Peter and Jude draw upon data from the book of 1 Enoch, an apocryphal text which describes the fall of the angels, the corruption of humanity, and God's coming judgment. In fact, the very language Peter uses echoes the book of Enoch nearly verbatim. This suggests that Peter is not simply adopting Greek myth, but blending it with an apocalyptic Jewish framework already familiar to early Christians. In light of this, Tartarus becomes a kind of shared symbol between Jewish prophecy and pagan imagination, a place of cosmic justice reserved for beings of immense power who abused their station. Thus, Peter's single use of the word Tartarus is anything but accidental. It reveals a theological imagination able to synthesize myth, prophecy, and the gospel into a single flash of cosmic judgment. It reminds readers, ancient and modern, that the justice of God reaches beneath the heavens and even beneath the depths, into the very roots of rebellion.